Dinosaurs have sharp teeth. Oh no, look out everybody! We got dinosaurs on the loose! Oh no! Who could have predicted this? I mean, it only happens every single time we drive by. Oh, bummer. Look out back there. Look folks, I'll show you that mobile lab you just saw on your screens. This is the scene that necessitated this vehicle being made out of wood. It had to be light enough to dangle precariously off of a rainforest cliff. Pretty cool. It'd be even cooler if that was a real rainforest cliff, but that's a parking garage covered in some dirt. Looks good though. It's very good. Now, for this scene, they had to add a bunch of rain. Why? Because they wanted it to be very scary. And rain can do that. Rain increases the emotion, the tension of any scene it's used in. Think about it. Sad scenes get sadder in the rain. Romance scenes somehow get more romantic in the rain. I don't know how it works, but I've seen The Notebook, so I know it does. And scary scenes get way scarier. Now, studio tours actually get a little bit more fun in the rain. I thought we'd add movies down in old Mexico. Welcome across the border, everybody. Now, we're gonna create a storm just the way we would on a movie set with one exception. We're gonna add the sound effects now. Typically, we add the sound effects during the editing process so that it doesn't clash with the sound of the dialogue and we get a muddy recording, right? We wanna get clear dialogue recorded from our actors. So we're gonna add it just for the tone, right? We got some lightning made by a strobe light. Let me cue up the water. Guys, we're ready. Yeah, on my cue. And action. Nice.
Oh.
This is how we make rain for the movies. We're using a very complicated, very intricate system. It's called a sprinkler. Maybe you've heard of it. Shoots the water straight up. That way it falls back down as naturally as possible. And now we have a storm. If we were going to film here, we need to bring in some better lighting. If you don't light rain correctly, it will make your picture blurry. So you got to be careful, light from behind the water from a lot of different angles, and then light your actors from the front. That's usually how you get a clear picture. Guys, could we cut the water? I think we're getting too much rain. Hey guys, where'd you go? Oh no, too late. We got a flash flood. Take cover, everyone. R1, 2, you might want to cover up. Yikes, I am so sorry everyone. I did forget to say, if you're in a blue seat today, you may get wet. If your seat is blue, you may get wet. Check your seat just in case they're all blue. Every seat is blue. Oh, that's a bummer. Up on your screens is Big Bad Liar with Paul Giamatti. I love this guy, he's so funny, but I gotta say, he does not know how to handle a flood. You know who did better? Lady Gaga. She stood in that same flood in a full-length ball gown for her music video for Judas. Very brave. There's been a lot of bravery that's happened here in the drier part of Old Mexico. Scenes from Star Trek Picard, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, and Nacho Libre with Jack Black were all filmed out here. But if you're looking for the true home of the brave here at Universal, look no further than right here in the Wild, Wild West. Welcome to 6 Points, y'all. This is where we created some of the greatest westerns of all time with some of your favorite cowboys, like Death Street Rides again with Jimmy Stewart and Miss Marlena Dietrich. Added a couple of new favorite cowboys to the roster in recent years when they were out here for 2019's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino's latest with Brad Pitt, Leo DiCaprio. A couple of no-name actors you probably never heard of, but they're silent. Didn't matter about making too much noise. Nowadays we could never do that. Folks, we are halfway through our tour. Gotta remind you to stay seated. The studio is private property. If you drop your phone and you just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord, remain seated. Off to the left-hand side, some of our newest sound stages where they've been making The Voice, season 23. We've got a little lake here. This is Park Lake, isn't it cute? It has 2 fountains and a whole family of adorable ducks. They're way cuter than the creature that used to live in this water, the gill man from Creature from the Black Lagoon. One of our many monster movies. Universal Studios is sort of famous for monsters, not to brag, but we made all those original classics: Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein.
How can I help you?
What is the bad place like?
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.
Yeah. So Little Europe is awesome at being a good place or a bad place. It all depends on how you decorate it. Right now it looks a lot like the Good Place still, so it reminds me of other fantasy locations we've created here. This has been Cinderella's Kingdom and Ratchet and Hammerstein's Cinderella, starring the best Cinderella ever, Brandy. This has also been the fictional kingdom of Genovia and Princess Diaries 2, a royal engagement with Chris Pine and Hathaway. But it's not all just a fantasy in Little Europe, because we call it Little Europe for a good reason. It's great at playing real places. This movie, it's an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. They don't want us to spoil any secrets. All I can tell you is it takes place in San Francisco. And that's because they didn't tell me that. I just looked to the right, there's a sign. It says, "Welcome to San Francisco." So, you know, just looking around, using my context clues. Whoa.
Oh.
So sorry everyone, it looks like we're having a little mini earthquake. Whoa, big earthquake. Okay, stay seated, stay calm. These things typically pass very quickly, okay? There's no need to panic. I repeat, there is no need to panic. Oh no. No, no, no. The roof just caved in. Everybody panic. I said everybody panic. Very good. We could be stuck down here for a while. We should probably ration our food sources. So if anyone's got a snack, maybe a churro specifically, go ahead and pass it all the way up here to me, okay? I'll take care of those.
Oh shit.
Ooh, okay, well, I don't think things can get any worse. Just kidding. Cue the water.
Oh
Ooh. And cut. Wow, amazing scene, everyone. This movie is gonna be awesome. Everything went perfectly in that take. The action was on time. The soundtrack was non-existent. We should really find a soundtrack. It's always better with music. But you guys, amazing actors. Those panics were so natural. How will I ever regain your trust? Well, here, I'll show you a scene that did film at Soundstage 50 because it has been used for real episodes of TV in the past. This is Bone, starring David Boreanaz and featuring the exact same effects you just witnessed. They're called special effects, which means they're real. As opposed to visual effects done in the computer, these are really happening. Real movement, real fire, real water, but you guys knew that. Well, I hope you're not tired of our water shenanigans because we're going to the beach. Welcome to Amity Island from Jaws. Amity means friendship. That's what we hope to witness here today. The start of a new friendship between the sharks and the humans of Amity. I know that sounds a little unrealistic, but listen, we've tried everything to solve our problem with the sharks except diplomacy. So today we've sent out a human representative, our friend George. He's meeting with the leader of the sharks right now to hopefully form a truce. So let's see how it goes. Could be history in the making. All right, good. They're talking. This is good. They're talking. Yes, he's screaming. Okay, and bleeding. Wow. Okay. I don't think we have a truce, folks. I think negotiations have officially gone under, so to speak. Stay seated. Hold on to your things. This is not good. We're gonna have to find someplace safe to hide. Grant, could you take us somewhere safe? Oh, okay. Good call. Right behind these cans of gasoline. This should be fine. Oh, that was scary. Are you guys okay? Is everyone here and accounted for? Yeah? Anybody missing? Raise your hand if you're missing. Only if you're missing. Found you. That was easy. Found you. Found you. You're found. You're safe. You're safe in the back. So many people got lost. Wow. That's our mechanical shark, Bruce. Modeled and nicknamed after the original shark, but he's not the original, and that's a good thing because our shark shows up every single day ready to work, and I cannot say the same for the OG.
That's a functional line track. Frustrating. It didn't really work all the time. It didn't work hardly at all.
Wherever we were on the island, you could hear the radio waves. They were always saying, "The shark is not working." Repeat, "The shark is not working."
We just waited around. We just
Oh no.
Likely owes the shark a lot.
You know, I think he owes more to his editor, Verna Fields, because she was handed a lot of footage of this shark malfunctioning and not looking scary at all. She was like, maybe it's scarier what we don't actually see of this shark. So upon her request, they did a reshoot where they shot from the POV of the shark, as if the camera was the shark. Made it look like something was following the characters in the water, but you couldn't see it. So they could leave out the bad footage, but it also increased the suspense of the movie. Street they're working on. It's Wisteria Lane from ABC's Desperate Housewives. It's also Davie Street, Never Have I Ever right now. We use this same street over and over, but the audience rarely notices that we're in the same place all the time, and that's because we dress it to look different every time we use it. Like the decorations you saw down there. Those were added for whatever production's filming now. Here, it's the picket fences, patio furniture, mailboxes here for Desperate Housewives. They even painted the houses for this show, colors they thought reflected the personalities of each of the ladies, as an added way of telling the story subconsciously through color. Color is a powerful storytelling tool because individual colors are supposed to... But if you look to the corner of the left-hand side of the display, you'll see Bumblebee, our favorite Transformer from 2017's Transformers. Bumblebee is yellow. That says something about his personality. Yellow makes us feel happy, energetic, brave. Sounds a lot like Bumblebee. So color can do a lot for a film. There's the titular character, our Psycho. Lives up on the hill with his mother in the Psycho house. That's one of the oldest sets left standing in all of Hollywood up there. A classic set. Now, Norman Bates is a terrifying villain. He's part of what makes this movie so successful, right? It was just voted the #1 movie of all time by Variety this past year, so it still holds up. And Norman Bates is so scary because he's somewhat understandable, right? It's not all his fault he's a bad guy. He had a terrible upbringing, a horrible mother. She was very overbearing, cruel to him, just a really bad mom. Wait, did he hear me say that? Oh, he hates when you disparage his mother. Norman, I didn't mean it. I think your mother is lovely. Oh no, we gotta go. I need to learn to keep my mouth shut. No, Norman, stay back. Okay, good. We got out of there just in time. Thanks, Grant. Let's head up and see the Psycho house up close. You can see if you can spot his... Welcome to the set of War of the Worlds, directed by Spielberg himself. This is where Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning hide out from an alien invasion. That, my friends, is a real 747 Boeing airplane bought and destroyed for this very scene.
The airplane press site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about War of the Worlds, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep listen to me. Listen now. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Stand closed. Robbie, get in. Get in.
Get in, Robbie. Yes, War of the Worlds, released in 2005. Now, this airplane is pretty old, okay? It's older than 2005. And you know how I know? None of the seats have a video screen. All of the seats have their very own ashtray, so it's old. It's old. But it was bought from an airline graveyard, so that makes sense. See, airline graveyards are where planes go when they're too old to fly. They retire to the Mojave Desert, which is where they picked up this airplane for about $60,000. Pretty good deal for an airplane. But to get the plane here, they had to chop it up into 4 different pieces like you see. They had to slice off the ceiling of the plane so it could fit under overpasses when they drove it all on flatbed trucks. To do all that cost them $200,000. So they do always get you on the shipping and handling, folks, every single time. Almost $300,000 in total to get that plane here for what ended up in a grand total of 4 minutes of the movie. That's it. That's it. All this time and money for 4 minutes. But Spielberg was committed to having a real disaster for his actors to live within. He's really committed to giving his actors the chance to give their best performances. Dakota Fanning was actually blindfolded on her way to set this day so that she couldn't take in any of the damage until they got those cameras rolling. He yelled action, they took off the blindfold, and she got to experience it for the first time in the first take. So they got that genuine reaction. Pretty cool. There's something called product placement in Hollywood where they advertise. One thing that's not being advertised is Boeing. They've blocked out the word Boeing because Boeing does not want to advertise in this plane wreck, right? Folks, we're about 10 minutes away from the end of a tour. Just want to remind you to stay seated, use that red cord if you need any assistance. Now, I'm gonna need some assistance talking about the next set on our lot, and not because I'm having trouble speaking, but because there's someone who knows it way better than me. We're going
Ricky Jeep Park. Over there, look into the winking well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that?
What the?
No? Why? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso experience. Built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's looking so live and anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of the UFO hotspot. Welcome to the world of no.
Están prendidas.
Whoa, did you guys see that? No? Because you weren't supposed to. It's a great example of using lighting and sound as a way to build suspense, put you on the edge of your seat. We don't even have to show the thing that's truly terrifying to make you just a little bit scared. If you want to see what's so terrifying about Jupiter's claim, you'll have to see the movie Nope. You can find it on the Peacock streaming service. Okay, folks, slight change of plans. Well, really a major change of plans. Stay seated, hold on to your things. We're being told by security that there's a bit of a safety concern. They've asked us to pull into our designated safe spot, which is Solomon's Truck Repair here. So pardon our stardust, please. We don't typically let guests into this area, so it's a little messy. Now, typically when something like this happens, they send someone out to tell us exactly what is going on. So we're just waiting for someone to come and help us. Do you see anybody? Hello?
My name is Roman Pierce.
There he is. Hey, Roman.
Nice to meet you.
You too. What's up?
Buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you short for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot. We're having a few friends over. It's a little messy, but it's all good. The more the merrier. Especially you right there in that third row, like I was saying. So look, see over there? It's Hobbs' urban assault vehicle. Best truck the U.S. government can buy. That work of art back over there was made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a Mona Lisa on wheels.
So did you break it down to them?
What's that?
You had one job to do, Roman, one. All right, look, guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one